Hi Lisa, I'm reading this for Mariana who preferred not to be on camera. Dear Lisa, thank you. I love your videos. My question is, I'm studying journalism, and if it ends up becoming my career path, how would you recommend practicing journalism in a kosher way? What sector would you think would help me avoid any gossiping or lying, which at times takes place in the field of journalism? I hope this is a good question. Kind regards, Mariana.
Leora, thank you so much for asking that question for Mariana. You did a fabulous job, and it's really a great question. And I actually think that I'm probably the best suited person to answer this question because I do have a master's degree in journalism from Columbia University, and I also worked at Fox News and at ABC News. And I can tell you from the onset that your worrying about lying or lashon hara, gossip, is actually the least of your problems. Because when you enter those buildings, there will immediately be a war of attrition against everything that you believe in. You walk in, perhaps dressed very tzniut, but then you go to a party and then you get an invitation and then there's somebody who kind of looks at you because he thinks you're cute. And then every day you're slowly disassembling the you that wants to be Jewish, that was Jewish, the you that was serving Hashem. Slowly, piece by piece, is coming apart. Then you're invited for a meeting, and that meeting is at a non-kosher restaurant, and you have to go. And you start with a glass of water. But then everybody's saying, well, can't you have this? Can't you have that? You see people feel a little bit uncomfortable. They're chewing and you're sitting. So you have a nut, and then you have a coffee, and then the next time you have a salad, and the next time it's a cold piece of fish, and who knows where it ends, God forbid. You will not survive as a Jew. And I could tell you, the one thing that I stood my ground, and they gave me slack, believe me, it was not easy, was Shabbat. But I have to tell you, there were times that I got home for Shabbat 15 minutes before Shabbat started. You know, as they say, pedal to the metal. And is that what you want for your life? You want to get married? Because I assume if you're, I don't know your age or much about you, but if you're writing that you're in school and you're already planning a career, unless this is career number 2, do you want your children to come home to a microwave dinner? Do you want your husband to come to a cold house where there's no warmth, where there's no light? I mean, I remember one thing specifically growing up. And that is that when the lights were on outside, and I saw that the few lights were on in the house, I knew my mother was home because it glowed almost like the tents of Sarah and Rivka. A mother makes a home. A mother makes a family. What do you want for your life? In the word avodah, which means to work, there's also the 3 letters Ayin, Bet, Dalit, Eved, which is a servant. Who do you want to serve? Do you want to serve the American values? Or do you want to be an Eved Hashem? Because honestly, entering journalism, you can't do both. So you need to pick which side of the street you want to walk on. That being said, my mother did work. I'm an advocate of women working. We know that the Haredi women in Israel are working, albeit to support husbands who are studying in yeshiva. That's their choice, that's their way of life. Great. I do believe in the working woman, but everything within reason. You will have competing voices in your life. Your boss will want this, the demands of your job will want that, and your kids and your husband will want the other things. So if you want to step into journalism, pick a field of journalism, one, to avoid lying, lashon hara. Pick a field of journalism that is not talking about people, about politics or reporting on famous people, which is what I did. Go somewhere else. Do something different, like just let's say medical reporting, scientific, National Geographic. Don't put yourself into a situation where you'll be tested because, you know, even King David wanted to be tested. He asked God to be tested. He was, and he failed. Don't put yourself in that type of situation. There will be a test. There will be the Satan coming to attack you, but he won't do it full force because he knows you came in, you're kosher, you're shomer Shabbat. You won't do a lot of things. But slowly but surely, he will break you down. And the woman that entered that building for an interview will not be the same woman that exits the building. Okay, so I hope that this information and that this advice was useful to you. I hope it hit home. And this is not just Aliza advice, by the way. This is advice that we have from our Torah. You enter a tannery, you can be sure that you will come out smelling. So Same goes if you extract the example. You go into an environment that smells in its own symbolic way. You will not come out unaffected. Okay, so be careful what you bump into in life, which buildings you enter, who you interact with, because all of them will have an impact on you. So watch your path, watch your step for sure, watch your mouth, since Lashon Hara is the thing that you were worried about. Again, I hope this advice was helpful. You need more information, please email me. Whoever has a question that you need advice and you need the Jewish spin on it and you think that I can help you, I'll be glad to do so. Write to me, Q, the letter Q for question@davidovid.com, and thank you for watching Q&Aliza.